Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarium Productions. Today we have for you the DC Comics Unlimited version of Hawkman. This came out, I think, in 2012 as part of their Unlimited line, which is a really nice detailed sculpt from Mattel. It's pretty awesome. Nice back packaging and everything. I picked this thing up to kind of use it in some of our 2015 Halloween Challenge tutorial sessions. So, yeah, I thought we'd just take a couple of minutes and take it out of the packaging and take a look at it and do a quick review for y'all. So, stick around and we'll tear into this thing. So here we have the DC Comics Unlimited version of Hawkman. The packaging, you can see, is really cool. Nice window box here showing Hawkman. Logos everywhere. On the back we have a small bio. Those kinds of things. Some cool artwork here. I don't have a whole lot of these Unlimited figures. They are pretty cool. They're kind of a more hyper detailed kind of version rather than the more simplified version from the DC universe. But they are very cool. So yeah, let's tear into this thing and see what it looks like out of the packaging. Got our handy dandy little X-Acto knife here, and we're just going to slice into this bad boy. Packaging insert. Look for more characters on MattyCollector.com. And then the actual packaging itself. It's got a nice little starburst university explosion-y thing on the back here, which does look pretty cool, but you don't really need this anymore, so it goes to the recycling bin. There's a little bit of a glare here, but this is the package version, so we're just going to go ahead and take this thing out of the package. With most of these figures, they got a really weird way of putting the wings on here. So we will come back to that in a few moments, but usually what I'll do is just kind of bend these things up and extend the wings as far as I can, so we can kind of slip this through this little opening here. And then we just grab somewhere and just yank on it to get it out. And we go to the back and kind of pinch in on the wings and press it in. Just kind of feed in these wings through the opening. It mostly works. There we go. And now we can discard the packaging. So this is what comes in the package itself. The Hawkman figure and the 2 accessories. We'll go ahead and zoom in here and start looking at the figure more in depth. Now that we're zoomed in a little bit here, we can take a look at the actual figure itself, and we'll just start with the accessories. We've got his really cool looking axe slash mace. I should note that this stuff is made out of a very, very flexible plastic. It's almost a rubber substance here. Extremely bendable, which is not something I really like too much, but that's what we have, so not much I can do about that. But the overall sculpt here is very cool. A lot of detail work in here. On the blade of the axe, as you can see, there's a lot of these little indentations and stress marks showing some battle damage. So yeah, that's really cool. And then we have this cool Hulk claw thing, gauntlet-y doohickey. Again, it's made out of very soft plastic, so it's really bendable and squishy. But regardless, that's what we got, so it's kind of cool in of itself. Taking a look at the figure, it very much is similar to the DC Universe Classics figures in the sculpt itself, except it's the new design of the Hawkman character. So, arm articulation, we'll bend the wings back and come back to them in a second. The arms have a pivot joint and a rocker joint on them, so it goes up and down. Then you've got a swivel joint on the biceps. Then the elbows, a single hinge joint, and then the wrists also have a swivel joint on them. So same thing on the other side. The armor here on the top of his shoulder is that same kind of soft plastic, so it's not restricting his movement all that much, but it does restrict it a little bit, but not as bad as you would think. So he can put his hand above his head pretty easily here. He has the ab rocker joint in the rib cage, so good articulation there. He has a pivot joint at his waist, so he does move side to side, although it's slightly restricted by his harness. Then the legs go out, up and down as normal. There is a swivel joint at the lower thigh, so his legs turn all the way around if you need them to. Then he's got just a regular hinge knee. It's a little stiff here, but that's because it just came out of the package. Then moving down to his ankles, he has a rocker joint, and it only moves up and down, not side to side or anything like that. But that's the articulation for the figure itself. Then the head, 360 degrees, and up and down motion, and it does move pretty freely. So this one's actually a little loose if you ask me, but you can still pose it in a lot of good ways. So then let's take a look at the wings here. The wing apparatus is the same one as they used in the DC Classics version, so it will fold all the way back and side to side. Then they have these hinge joints on the top to allow the wings to unfold, and they will go as far as you want them to go, and they look pretty cool doing it. But they really look the best at this angle right here. If we flip them over to the other side, it's almost seamless at this point. So this is pretty much that sweet spot there anymore, and it starts looking a little weird, but still cool. So yeah, this is probably the pose most people will end up sticking with, or this one with them folded down. So we'll note that they don't snap into place. They're a little bit loose, so this one folds back in a little bit further than I would prefer, but overall pretty nice. Looking at the sculpting on this thing, it's really good. It has his chest emblem there painted in red and black. Then this nice gold metallic color for his harness and his armor and his helmet. And they did a real good job on the sculpt with this, so it looks really cool up close. Very nice job on the helmet. His face is really savage looking because he is kind of grimacing and growling at people a lot, I guess. So I guess that's what they were going for. It is Savage Hawkman after all. So you take the claw thing and it just has this snap-on accessory piece. It just snaps onto his arm like so and stays in place very well. Then he has one closed fist and one open fist, so his other accessory just fits into his hand like that, and it actually fits pretty snugly and it stays in place, so you don't have to worry too much about that falling out, other than the fact that it is that really soft plastic. So, and if you need to, the hand is open, so you can always kind of fit it in like this. So he has kind of a handhold and it kind of catches itself there and won't slip any further than that. So just carrying it, it works pretty well like that, though. If you're hacking at somebody, that's a little bit of a high grip for that kind of thing. So I'll probably end up just doing something like this because that's gets more momentum on his swings that way. But yeah, so this is the Hawkman figure. Overall, it's a very good sculpt, very good representation of the new 52 version of the character. Really nice detail work in the armor on the legs, the shoulder piece, and the helmet especially. It really pops. It's kind of a more muted color scheme, so I'm not really sure about that. I'm thinking it may have been a little bit nicer to have maybe a brighter gold color, but it works overall. Again, they're trying to go back to that whole ideal of a savage Hawkman, so he wouldn't have real shiny armor, I don't suppose, if that's the case. So, but yeah, overall, very cool looking figure. So that's our review for the DC Comics Unlimited version of Hawkman. Overall, it's a really great figure. Really good sculpt. Really good paint decals. I really love the wings. They just are pretty awesome. The plastic that they use to create the accessories, not a big fan of that, but for the price range, it's worth picking up if you're a fan of Hawkman. Or if you're into just the DC Comics in general. And that's one of the good things about DC right now, is that they are putting out a ton of figures. So if you don't like the Unlimited series, you can always jump to the new 52 series. You can jump to DC Direct. You can go to the Total Heroes line. You know, pretty much you name it, they have a line right now that kind of fits your need. But the Unlimited line is really cool. The Hawkman figure from that is very awesome. I like it. 2 thumbs up. So, send us some feedback. Let us know how we're doing. Check out some of our past videos. If you would like to, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. That way you can stay up to date on all of our new stuff we have coming out. Lots of content coming down the pipe. And that's pretty much it for today. So, thanks for watching, and